This is a good place for me, right?
Absolutely. Let's just start here.
Let's just start here.
You can have a chair.
No, why?
Something to do with cameras.
This is perfect.
What?
No, believe me, I'm
You want to do it like this?
completely sensitive to the
You just got
camera.
out of art school. Yeah,
I'm completely sensitive to camera angles. I know exactly what I'm doing.
excellent.
I know that you're completely clear in the shot. 3, 2. I don't know how to count those. So
Our guest is our guest is Jim Carrey, who knows cameras.
yeah, and I go against the norm, and yet I love the norm
Yeah.
at the same time. So everything I do is against.
Have you
the
ever
norm.
made love to a camera, literally?
To a camera?
Yeah, they say.
No, but to a box of film I did. Yeah, I blew a load into a box of film one time.
I thought that was Wayne Fleming.
Oh, yes. He did a little of that, didn't he?
Come and sit with us,
It's
Jim.
pretty interesting, isn't it?
You never know what you get.
Good to see you. Hey,
Good to see you,
check
pal.
this out. Oh, we need empty cups up here because I brought you something.
Yeah?
I brought you a treat.
No way.
Yeah, a treat.
This is the first trip.
Is this the...
Is it a chair?
Is it the
Really sure
loaded
it's not
shot in
going
the box
anymore.
of film?
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
this feels like it might be
He was doing a callback there. Did you see that?
No,
He did a callback.
I've never listened to him once.
I love him. I love him. He's all I listen to.
He's a great
So
guy.
I got something called keto coffee here.
Okay.
Heard of keto coffee?
I'm guessing it's not a coffee, but an alcoholic thing.
No. It's coffee.
Oh, really?
It's coffee. I don't do the alcohol thing.
Oh, good.
But you gotta shake it up first. Shake it up a little bit.
Shake it up
Okay,
back
now
here.
what's in this is bulletproof coffee for bulletproof
yeah.
coffee. Okay, bulletproof coffee and cacao, which is like this chocolate powder.
Yeah.
It's also like the
Is it
sound that
almost like
Batman and Robin make when they
cacao?
hit the Joker
good.
and stuff on the old TV show
Henchman.
that you don't know.
Yeah.
Cacao!
Cacao.
Cacao
Is it
actually
like-
has an element called tyrosine in it. That is an element of the human brain responsible for enthusiasm. So, you're about to get out of your mind with joy about what you do.
Jesus.
Okay,
Where can you obtain this?
It's only good if you pour it from this high. Look at that. Cacao! Cacao! There's
What does
also...
that remind you of?
There's also...
It's beautiful.
There's also MCT. Hey, wait, the Trump tape! The Trump tape! It's out! It's out! Scenes from the Trump tape.
Before I drink my
Weird
cacao,
MIT shit. You see that? It sticks. It sticks.
I'm gonna forget this
Pull
song.
it off the goddamn table.
Jim, I'm gonna forget this. I'm gonna say it right now. Is that cool? Before, and then we go right to the cacao thing,
What's that?
because it's something that you said was really funny, and it reminded me of that. But there was a big you
Now,
and
whatever it
Sarah.
is, it's killed the energy.
No. You gotta kill it to get it back up.
I see. I get it. I get the challenge. You're like that. You're like that. You'll take the whole room to hell just so you
You
can
went
find
to
out.
Saturday Night Live, and we were telling you a story that you never heard of, that most comedians have heard of, about Danny Thomas and his hobby.
Yeah.
Well, you've never heard of it, which was surprising to all of us. But then, so I'm not going to say what it is, but
Danny Thomas's
for those
hobbies?
of you, Danny Thomas had some predilections when it came to laying down with ladies. So
He liked glass tables, apparently.
So,
Apparently.
So Jim and I know this, so we told him the story, and he said instantly, oh, that was such fast pace. Thank you, sir. He said that's the kind of guilt that will make you build hospitals. Now you have
There
it.
can be no glass tables in this hospital. I do not want to be reminded.
You know who was good in the hospital?
This is good stuff.
You remember Jimmy's? You're too young.
Don't waste that.
You're too young to remember Jimmy Seville. He was also.
Cheers, man. Cheers. There's
Cheers.
also
That's the nice thing
MCT
about
oil.
it.
MCT oil in this, which carries blood past the blood and oxygen past the blood-brain barrier, so you won't get Alzheimer's.
Joe Rogan didn't give you this advice.
No, he didn't.
Seems like a Rob Schneider.
We just fight when we see each other.
Oh, that's good.
Holy
Okay, tell
God,
me
that's
that's not
amazing.
good, man.
Holy God, yeah.
Where can you get it? Like, you just buy this in the
Anybody
store?
care if we share this with?
Wow.
You want to try it?
Yeah, try some of this. It's pretty awesome.
You want to try it?
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
This is the other side of the cup. Just in case
Okay, you
you've
want to try it?
heard rumors.
Pretty crazy good.
All right.
God damn.
Yeah. Was that? Yes, cacao all
That
over the
fucked
place.
up?
Yes.
That was that
Holy
place that was
cacao.
right near your place.
Holy cacao.
That's a place that was right near your apartment, Lojo. They had that bulletproof coffee.
Yeah, I know, but this is
And
Yeah, that's plus.
oh, this is
Plus,
bulletproof
it has ghee, which is purified butter,
huh?
and Himalayan salt and stevia. So it is the greatest drink that you can put in your body.
What's ghee?
Throw some booze in it and fuck it up, why don't you?
Seemed to do stevia at the end. That didn't sound good at all.
No, but it's good, right?
And
It's good.
also
Proof is in
aspartame,
the
but red dye number 3, and it's got from the plant of it.
Soylent Green?
So I just want to say
Yes, Jim.
that I think this is the greatest show on television.
Oh, listen to Jim.
Honest to God. Because we don't need frills any longer. Right?
No, I don't think
Fuck
we
the
do.
frills. Right? Let's just get to the point.
Yeah.
It's just people making sound.
That is a
That's
lot.
all it is. It's a nightlight, you know? It's something like that entertains you, and at the same time, like I can sit, first of all, you are the man. You are my comedy choice. Whenever I'm looking for something on YouTube or whatever it is, Norm's always my first comedy choice.
God damn, that's nice.
Yeah, and
Well,
I
he's
sit
not
there,
there
and I
about
sit there, but you can suck up a little bit of it. I sit there naked, just going like, why is this such a big deal? What's the big deal about this? And I tune into Norm because you're it, man.
Oh, man.
It's you and me alone.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm alone with you, you make me feel like I'm young
Is
again.
here's 2 things we have in common. One, that we're Canadian. 2, I'd never met anybody my father's the same name as your father's a weird name.
Percy is your dad?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I'd never heard anyone else's name Percy.
Remember when you came and visited the set of Man on the Moon?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
And-
was also in the film. That's how I like to
Oh, but I wasn't there, so I don't know. I wasn't there.
Right? I played Michael Richards.
That's right.
He wasn't.
That's
He
right.
was in the scene.
No, I wasn't in the film.
Yeah.
When you came in, I
Oh,
lunch with
right.
Andy, who was dressed up as the Psycho Mom.
Yes.
Right.
That was fucking great.
I gotta hear this.
Okay, was that?
He walked
Yeah,
onto this, and you go ahead.
Well, I'll start it.
I like to listen
but
to
you
your
can finish
voice.
it. We were with the late great Wayne Fleming that we talked about earlier. Bob Zamuda, Mr. Carey, and myself up on what's the name of the
Universal Studios.
Universal.
And so first of all, they have we're up in the Psycho,
Oh, yeah.
and Jim is. As you'd expect, dressed up as Norman Bates' mother.
Well, I was Andy Kaufman, dressed as Norman
Yeah,
Bates' mother.
He doesn't understand very
I understand very well.
Stay on the surface.
Just agree with everything.
Yeah, stay focused there.
So, those people come along to see.
On the tram,
famous
sure.
people, and hopefully they'll see a famous person.
Right.
And maybe they'll even see Jim Carrey.
Or Wayne Fleming.
But you don't have to add.
No, what's happening?
We're doing fine. So, Jim, they expect, well, what if we saw Jim Carrey? Maybe they're probably thinking on this, the biggest star in the world on this.
Yeah.
But they don't see Jim Carrey. They see Norman Bates' mother chasing them with a giant knife.
That's right. No, I had an axe that
An
day.
axe.
You're the first one I attacked.
Yes.
You were the first
Attacks
one.
me
He
with
came
that.
up to the Psycho house, actually walked up this. He
Yeah,
said,
fuck, that
"Is
was
Jim
scary.
doing some funny
That's
stuff?"
the
or something?
scariest
And he
moment.
walked up the stairs, and I came at him out of the dark in the Psycho house with an axe.
Yeah,
You were pretty terrified.
Oh,
You were real terrified, actually. You have no defenses whatsoever.
No, man.
If that had been real, you're a dead man.
I felt like a fucking Martin Balsam with a camera just
Totally.
going in and out. I was just fucking freaky. But then you went after the
Tram,
the
yeah, the tram. I climbed up on the back of the tram and started wheeling the axe over people's heads. I think part of the tour to this day, they talk about that.
And I wanted to say one other thing, since it was brought up at the time, and I saw a little tiny bit of it, but Jim and Bob Zmuda both told me the greatest practical joke of all time that they hope to make into a documentary, and we're having trouble with a certain mansion. But you know the story I'm talking. You know, you were having trouble with the mansion where that old man.
Oh yeah. Oh no, but he was cool though. Once I told him the story.
You know what we're talking
I
about?
have no idea.
Well, you know.
Think of a mansion with an old man and a whole bunch of beautiful young girls.
The Monsters?
Oh
yeah.
That's gone.
He
for
was
the joke.
He was masturbating to Aurora monster models. Growing up. I liked the Vampirella too. Vampirella
was off.
She had me.
Yeah, so don't blow this story.
Got it.
Yeah. And no. I was invited during the Making of Man on the Moon to the Playboy Mansion. Hef invited me up there for the Midsummer Night Dream party. And I wasn't.
I like how all his money is so innocent. People fucking each other.
Totally, exactly. Yeah, that's right.
How did you like it?
With you.
Cut to start eating.
You, Pauly Shore.
Yeah,
and John Boyle.
and I wasn't on the planet at the time. I was being Andy Kaufman and Tony Clifton. So they said, well, Jim isn't here right now. Can Tony come up? Can he come up as Tony and play? And so Hef was like, great. And we just, they just said, just don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody it's Jim Carrey. Well, about an hour later, we heard like,
Of course, he has no idea.
reports out there that Jim Carrey was going to come to the mansion and stuff. So Andy got pissed and sent Tony. But the real Tony, like Tony Clifton, who was the second Tony Clifton, is Bob Zmuda, who's Andy's writer. And he got into the old stuff again, and he showed up at the mansion, and Hef came out and did like
So if I can just
15 minutes with him.
just in case we've lost anybody, you understand that he was invited, Andy Kaufman, Jim Carrey as Andy Kaufman was invited to go to the Playboy Mansion. Bob Zmuda ends up going to the Playboy Mansion pretending to be
Tony Clifton.
Jim Carrey.
No, pretending to be Jim Carrey as Tony Clifton.
So everyone's just fawning all over him, and playboy girls are posing with him, and Hef's there like, hey, they're all twins, and they have no brain. And
I remember you telling me he'd introduce it going, James Caan, this is Tony Clifton. It's Jim Carrey.
yeah, I remember Andy Dick got insanely jealous because he was like, how can he be a foot shorter? How can he be a foot shorter than he normally is? Nobody can act like that. So I stayed down at In-N-Out Burger, and I was eating burgers and fries and stuff like that, and milkshakes, and keeping in contact with him. And I showed up 2 hours later in my pajamas and walked in the door, and Hef was standing there with Jim Carrey / Tony Clifton, he thought, and turned and looked at me, and his face just went ashen, and he completely freaked out, and there was instant chaos, and Tony was jacked up against a tree with like this, and he pulled out the lavalier and said, like, he's wearing a wire! And next
It's
thing
funny to hear the story with Zmuda and Jim saying both their parts, because Zmuda's out in the alley getting their shit kicked out.
Yeah, I was saying, hey, don't rough them up too much, I mean, this happens to me all the time. And then all night long, literally for hours, Hef was like coming around and saying like, geez, I don't know how that happened. The security at this place is like the fucking White House. Just out of nowhere. And I said, Jesus Christ, I don't know. I mean, they must be, incredible pranksters, these guys. I mean, they got through my defenses completely.
Well, my favorite part of that whole book was the Mr. X stuff, the Norman Wexler stuff was always my favorite.
Amazing.
I can only imagine
stories
what
of
that must have been
Wexler
like.
are incredible.
Did you hear any cool stories from Bob?
I did. I can't remember them well enough for Bob, but Bob told me a lot about Wexler, who was the writer of Saturday Night Fever and Serpico and movies like that, and he just was the fucking most insane guerrilla theater asshole that ever walked the earth.
And that was the...
he just used his money. It's like the Magic Christian, that movie with Ringo Starr and Peter Sellers. He just goes around to mess with people's heads. And Zmuda and Andy were like
You ever think of doing that?
Zmuda and Andy used to go to movie theaters in New York, and they'd go to slasher films, and they'd sit in the balcony. And during the moment where the slasher was coming after the pretty girl and she would trip, there'd be that moment of like, a stoppage in the crowd, and during that silence, they would yell out, "Cut her titties off!" like that. People would just go, "What the fuck? Who are we watching a movie with? Cut her titties off!" God, I wish you could see these faces. I wish this wasn't a podcast.
You sound like Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Yeah, show them the audience.
Donald Trump.
Yeah,
I gotta say, he's a big disappointment. I don't know. I was really pulling for him, but he's a bit of a disappointment, I gotta say, at this point. At this point, I'm starting to wonder.
Well,
2 minutes.
What the
2 minutes
fuck?
isn't good. That's not enough for us.
Right, yeah.
That's
That
not
means
enough
it's
for us.
meaningless to
We've
everyone.
just begun.